Okay, guys, good morning. It is a Friday. However, the market is looking quite clean to take sales. We're on the daily time frame. We can clearly see a break of structure. So after this break of structure following this range, we can expect price to pull back. However, price is heavily bearish, as you can see by this large daily impulse candle downwards. So it's heavily dropping, so we could just continue dropping. It's best to go onto the 15-minute and wait for a change of character or a significant supply failure showing bullish intent before playing the pullback. Don't try and catch a falling knife, as they say. So essentially, don't just rush into any trades today. If you go to monthly, there's a failed reaction from the monthly. These wicks have some institutional significance, but there's no reaction at all. So it looks like we're going to take out these lows eventually. So my bias is with sells. It could just be a deeper mitigation of that monthly institutional area. However, premium price could just continue dropping. We don't need to see a pullback or any sort of reaction. So I'm looking for daily reactions. Now dropping onto the 4-hour, what can we see? Quite clean. So essentially there's a lot of liquidity built up below these lows. Over here, there was a bit of a sweep of liquidity. Same thing over here, I believe. Yep, another sweep of liquidity. So we've swapped liquidity to the upside. So price doesn't necessarily need to come back up. It could just pull back before continuing. It doesn't need to break new highs or go back into any sort of bullish behavior. So let's look at potential supply. We are looking at this area in particular. Is very clean over here. Again, on the 4-hour, we are heavily bearish. If we see this 4-hour supply fail, then it would be a good indication that we could see a pullback to a premium kind of level. So what I'm trying to say is, if we drop down to the 15-minute and look for some supply zones, and those supply zones fail, then we do think we can see a pullback all the way back up to here. So as you can see on the M15, we are kind of looking at this as our main point of supply. Look at the way it's put next to the institutional inside bar candle, and also it's rejecting off of this area as a mitigation. So that's also rejecting off of this area as a mitigation, which I'm not sure, but could be. No, it's not rejecting off of this area, it's rejecting off of this area as mitigation. So as you can see, a clean supply chain formed. We have left an imbalance here, however. So we could be looking to just continue that supply chain. I want to see supply fail, so indicating a change of character. So I want to see us break above that wick, possibly come down. We should look for some sort of demand area potentially. Nothing too clear in terms of demand at all. And then we could be looking to take buys up with our target at the imbalance, or should we just reject off of that supply? If we see a 15-minute rejection, then we can look for 1-minute entries with breaks of structure, changes of character. Of course, we have our areas of liquidity. This is actually swept liquidity there. All of this was like the inducement. We've got this sort of supply area in a way, which has failed. So we could mark that up as supply failed. So could that indicate something? Could that indicate that we're moving bullish very soon? Again, expectations. Don't expect it to move bullish. There's no reason price needs to. It's just we could be looking at a potential bullish move, but there's no reason price needs to. Keep in mind, we do have this semi-high here. It's not really a proper high. It's not really separated from the rest of the market structure like this is. It's quite clean. It's kind of just like a small pullback. But if we consider that a high, we could say that we have changed character already. And we could consider this to be our kind of entry area, kind of covering this wick. We could look for potential buys. I'd be looking for like an 800 or 75 kind of area, because it is on the 15-minute time frame. Stops at this low, so about 4.5 pips for stops. Target would be this initial supply chain. And as you can see, it's a very small move, but look at the risk to reward. It's because of your entry. It's so precise. Look at your entries, guys. That's my main tip for today. Look at where you're entering. Don't enter because you think price will not get all the way to your preferred zone. Only enter off of the extremes, off of your preferred zones. As you can see, there was an imbalance here that was formed when we got here, and then we filled the imbalance with this wick. As you can see there, it's imbalance. So what we're looking to do is either see price come back down before touching this supply zone, enter us in or tap into this zone at least and come back up to our supply. That could be a good trade. Or should we not come back down, we could see a 15-minute rejection off of this supply zone. I want to see a break of structure, then a retest, and go to the 1 minute and enter off of that. So it is speculation today. The market is clean, but there's no obvious moves at the same time. So do you have any questions? No questions? Okay, so that ends our call for today. If you have any questions, if you want to send in your own chart analysis, please use the chart feedback channel. It is a clean day, no fundamental heavy news, so we could be looking at some nice trades today. So I'll catch you guys next time.